Dating in America. Why American men look for women in other countries. Video number 10. Before we start, this is for people living in the United States. I put this in the front of all my videos that are in English because I want to help people with their student loans. I know many people think, feel, or believe that they will never pay off their student loans. Yes, they are right. They are correct. There are over 2 million people over the age of 60 that are still paying off their student loans. There is a federal law that was passed in the 80s that will get rid of all your student loans in 25 years. The link to this video is at the top of this video, in the description below, and will be at the end of this video. Many people think that Black or African American neighborhoods are not safe. People believe that my community is filled with guns, drug dealers, and the majority of Black people are poor. All of this is not true. Black American neighborhoods are a great place to have a family and raise children. This is another typical or common Black or African American neighborhood. I am on Dogwood Road in Madison, Illinois. All of these homes cost about $200,000. This is 2 bedrooms, 2-bath home, with a finished basement, and it cost about $200,000. This is 3 bedrooms, 3-bath home, with a finished basement, and it cost about $200,000. Before I explain why American men look for women in other countries, I must first provide background information so that you will understand why we would fly over 10,000 miles, or over 16,000 kilometers, and spend over 30 hours on an airplane to find a woman. In America, there is no Black dating culture, no white dating culture, and no Asian dating culture. There is nothing that Black people do that is different from what white or Asian people do when it comes to dating or marriage. In America, there are only 2 kinds of dating cultures. Dating culture number 1 is nice people dating culture. Nice people attempt to treat others with consideration and understanding. Dating culture number 2 is people full of self dating culture. Full of self is selfish, self-centered, and self-serving. They attempt to attain everything they want, and if they remember, then they might give you what you want. They use manipulation and lies to achieve their goals. They deny the truth and lie to themselves. The people who are full of self call the nice people dumb, wimps, simps, stupid, weak, low value, and many more names. All of which is not true. Many nice people run into the people who are full of self, and the full of self people either get the nice people to start thinking, believing, and acting the way they do, or cause nice people to become distrustful, cynical, resentful, or scared. The nice people know who they are, and the ones who are full of self do not want to admit that they are not good people. For the people who are full of self to feel good about themselves, they need validation. The best way to get validation is to get others to think, believe, and act the way they do. Some people who are full of self can be very good at manipulating others. To manipulate others, one must get them to believe your reality. In order to get another person to believe your reality, you must invalidate or nullify the other reality. To invalidate or nullify another reality, you must know and understand that reality. Thus, people who are full of self know the truth. Many people who are nice people deep inside were manipulated by the full of self people. Manipulation can be through media, a movement, religion, and others supporting the beliefs. Using others to support the beliefs will make it seem like there is something wrong with you. You are the odd one, and what you believe or think is wrong. Once the full of self people are out of the nice person's life, the nice people will start to become nice again. This is because a truly nice person will always conduct some kind of self-reflection. They ask, why is this not working? What is wrong? Full of self people never conduct any kind of true self-reflection. They might say they are sorry, but it is just another form of them attempting to manipulate. Thus, because full of self people have manipulated people that would be a nice person is why both men and women encounter so many full of self people. This is why full of self people seem to be everywhere in the West, in both America, and in Europe. All of this has resulted in the following cultural shifts. It is very hard to find another nice woman who you find attractive, and who also finds you attractive. However, it is very easy to encounter in America and Western European countries women who are full of self, immature, or delusional. For both men and women over the age of 30 years old, most of the nice people are taken. Most women over the age of 40 years old do not want to have any more children or cannot have children. Many nice guys or good men wish to have children and a family. Many men have encountered many women in America and Western European countries that do not want to build something together. Instead, many women in America and Western European countries want the man to have most of it before they even consider dating or marrying him. For both men and women who are nice people and over 40 years old, have encountered so many full of self people that it has caused them not to be as trusting as they once were. Thus, it causes them to act cynical, suspicious, and resentful. This is why some men stop paying for dates and ask the women to pay half. However, most nice guys that are over the age of 50 years old will always pay for the first, second, and third dates. One of the reasons why we do this is because we do not know if the woman can afford to pay half. This is also because this is how most of us were raised. The men over the age of 50 years old that do not pay for the first date are probably not and never been a considerate man. However, do not expect men over 50 years old to pay for an Uber or a taxi for you to get to the date. Back in the 80s, I dated a girl named Kelly, and she took me out for my birthday to a nice restaurant, and she paid. It was weird for me to have a woman pay. I did not know what to do. I almost could not handle it. So I just sat there and tried to enjoy the dinner. I think Kelly did not know just how beautiful she was. Most men over 50 years old grew up during a time when there were no cell phones, and no internet. We would call the girl on the phone, thus, no texting and no Instagram. We would then ask her out for lunch, dinner, or a movie. Next, we would drive to the girl's house and pick her up, and after the date, we would drive her home. To ensure the girl was safe, we would not drive away until the girl entered the house. Plus, sometimes the first date would be lunch, and the second date could be going to the guy's house and watch a movie. Plus, after the first date, all dates afterward might not be a dinner date. Most people cook at home because it is a lot cheaper than a restaurant. Plus, going to a restaurant every weekend can break the bank. In addition, back in the 80s, but not today, if the woman had children, the man would offer to pay half the babysitting costs. Thus, when you date a woman with children, the costs can add up quickly. For men under the age of 30 years old, what they believe is different. Plus, because of what they have experienced when it comes to dating has caused many of them to ask the girl to pay half on the first date. They usually do this to test the girl in an attempt to ensure that the girl is not just looking for a man with money, or a free dinner. In addition, women who are considerate will understand that the man might not be able to afford to take you to a nice restaurant for a first date. In America, many women require a man to take them to a very nice restaurant for a first date. Women in other countries seem not to have such requirements. If American and Western European women ask themselves the following 4 questions, then there would be more good women. Question 1. As a woman, do I want a man who is kind, caring, considerate, and understanding? A man that will think about you and your feelings. A man that would like to make you happy. Question 2. Am I a woman who is considerate, kind, and understanding? Question 3. Is a man who is considerate, kind, and understanding less important than a man that can afford to buy a woman a nice dinner? Question number 4. What kind of person can you live with on a day-to-day basis? What kind of person do you want to come home to? A good leader not only thinks about themselves, but they also think about all the people who depends or rely on them. So when a man asked a woman what she would like to do or go for the date, he is showing that he is a considerate person. He is showing that he is the kind of person that will think about more than what he wants. In the future, he will also think about what you want, what will make you happy, and what will hurt you. In the 70s and in the 80s, men in America have asked the following question to women. Me, my brother, and our male friends asked the following question to women. We only ask this question when we hear something we thought was unrealistic. The question is, what do you have to offer? What do you bring to the table? Today, more men are asking this question because they hear more women saying what they require from a man before they will consider dating or marrying the man. Requirements that most men cannot fulfill. Requirements that do not provide any kind of real security for the man. Security in terms of she might leave me one day. Is she interested in me, or is she interested in what I can do for her? In the past, women did not say what they required from a man. Thus, if you tell a man what you require, then the man has the right to ask, what can you offer? What do you bring to the table? When women in American and Western European countries are asked this question, they find this question offensive and become upset. However, women in Asia or Eastern European countries do not find this question offensive, and attempt to answer the question the best they can. Plus, the answers they provide is different than what American and Western European women provide. In this video, These women were asked, what do you bring to the table, and what is your body count? They all answered both questions, and was not offended. I will leave the link to this video in the description below. Most Western women cannot answer this question, and the ones that do, always provide a wrong answer. The women that answer this question with the wrong answer are the ones who are full of self. Everyone, no matter who you are, have something to offer another person. The problem is that they just do not know what that is. Every person who is a nice person, men and women, all have the same thing to offer, which are: I will attempt to be caring, I will attempt to be kind, I will attempt to be affectionate, I will attempt to be considerate, and I will attempt to be understanding. I might not always be successful at achieving these goals, but at least I will always try. This is the answer, or something like it, to the questions of what do you have to offer? What do you bring to the table? All of these things the people who are full of self do not offer, and cannot offer, which is why they cannot answer the question. Many men in America keep encountering women who are full of self. Plus, many women in America keep encountering men who are full of self. However, these men are usually in a category of men called Tyrone or Chad. Tyrone or Chad is what many women consider to be a high-value man. They are very good-looking men with a lot of money. The kind of man that most women chase. Most of all, the men that are not a Tyrone or a Chad, what many women call a medium ugly man, are the men that women put in their friend zone. Thus, we are not considered good enough to date or to marry. However, we all are nice guys, good men, we just are not a Tyrone or a Chad. This is also why many men in America say that there are no good women. American men have discovered that in other countries, there are a lot fewer women who are full of self, which makes it easier to find a woman who we find attractive, and who also find us attractive. Nice guys in America do not chase women. Nice guys in America do not pursue women. Nice guys in America do not attempt to convince a woman to be with them. However, nice guys do ask women out on dates, nice guys do pay for dates, and nice guys attempt to spend as much time with her as he can. The only kinds of men that chase, pursue, or attempt to convince a woman to be with them are men full of self. These men are looking for an ego boost, a conquest, men who are a Tyrone or a Chad. However, most of the time, a Tyrone or a Chad do not have to chase or pursue. Tyrone or Chad just cycles through women, and this is why many women in America and in Western Europe keep saying that there are no good men. I know a guy who chased a woman for 8 months, and when he got what he wanted, he never called, and he avoided her. He ghosted her. Nice guys do not like to chase, do not like to pursue, do not attempt to convince women to be with them, and do not like to play games. Nice guys understand that no means no. Therefore, if the woman does not show any signs of her being interested, or says no, then the nice guy will leave her alone. Because of this, when we find a woman who we find attractive, and who also finds us attractive, then most of the time, we will stay with that woman. This is why you see men from America in other countries that are usually with women with brown skin, and not women with lighter skin color. These are usually the first women we encounter that tell us in some kind of way that they find us attractive. However, being attractive does not mean just physical beauty. When a person calls someone weak, stupid, submissive, or anything similar, we nice guys find those people to be ugly. We are not going to marry or date an ugly person. We have discovered that many women in other countries do not use these kinds of words, without having an example, that the person whom they are talking about might not be very smart, or needs more information to understand the situation. They say that 54% of black men in America are unmarried and have no children. If you want to know why, then watch the Melanie King YouTube channel, and you will understand why. I will leave a link to her channel in the description below. Therefore, for many black men or men in America that want to get married and have a family, we have to look for women overseas. So, now you know why many men who are young or old are considering women in other countries. Before I close, I want to tell you 3 stories that will help to provide a deeper understanding. Story number 1. I had a job working over the Christmas break. The job was working Christmas parties, so it only lasted for 2 months. On this job, I worked with many people, but this story is about a woman who was 67 years old named Jane and a man who was 72 years old named Dave. I cannot remember their real names. Jane told me that she and Dave went on 2 dates, but she was not going to date Dave anymore. Jane said that she thought there was something wrong with Dave because at Dave's age of 72 years old, he should not have to work. I said to myself, Jane, you are 67 years old, you are also retired, and you are still working. So, why is this okay for you to work and not for Dave? Dave told me that he was working because he did not want to stay at home alone during the holidays. His wife was dead, and he had no children. Many men at his age who are retired, and are used to going to work every day, believe that they will die within 2 years if all they do is stay at home and do nothing. This is because many of them do. Especially the ones without a family. Plus, I have met many people, men and women, who retired early, before they turned 62 years old, and have great pensions, but have to keep working because it is hard to make the transition from working every day to doing nothing. Story number 2. I dated a girl in high school named Pam. Pam's father was Japanese, and her mother was black. So, Pam was very pretty. After we both graduated from college, Pam told me that she did not want a relationship, and that she did not want a boyfriend. However, we still hung out but only as friends. This was okay with me, because I was attempting to save money to go to grad school, and not having to pay for dates helped a lot with this goal. In the year 1992, I got accepted into the University of Michigan, the University of Texas, and I won a national fellowship called the Consortium. The University of Michigan is the same university President Obama's daughter attends. Now Pam wanted to date and even offered to sleep with me before I left, but I ignored it. Between the years of 1996 and 2018, I would run into Pam, and Pam always let me know she was interested in dating again. Pam also would tell me that she was dating other men. Each time I ignored it and went on my way. In the year 2018, at the age of 54 years old, Pam made it very clear that she wanted to get back together, and she was no longer dating other men. I guess she figured that in the past, I was not getting all her hints, or that I did not want to deal with her if she was seeing other men. I made it clear to Pam and provided the reasons why I did not want to get back together with her in any romantic way. However, I also told Pam that we could still be friends, and I would still attempt to help her when or if I could. Pam got very upset and angry. I think or believe what made Pam angry is because she got turned down by an old overweight man. A man who was in recovery from cancer, so no woman would want him in his condition. Plus, I think that Pam, like many women in my past, believe that some men would always want them and will always be there for them no matter what they do. I told Pam that I checked out in 1992. I think that Pam always believed that I wanted her because I was always nice, kind, and considerate. I am not weak, a wimp or a simp. I am just a nice, kind, and considerate person. Many people think that just because you are a nice, kind and a considerate person, you are weak, dumb, or stupid. We might seem like we are wimps or as simps, but we are just sweet, considerate, caring men. Once we are gone permanently. As the saying goes, the nice guy always gets the girl in the end. However, we realize what we are getting, and we do not want it. Story number 3. I have a female friend named Jay, who I have known for over 30 years. When Jay turned 51 years old, she finally lowered her requirements when it came to men and dating. In the past, I told Jay that by the time a guy meets those requirements, he will have a lot of women coming after him. As I stated in my video labeled Dating in America, a woman's body count. The number of partners. When my friend Jimmy and Norman started making money, they had a lot of women chasing or pursuing them. Women who would not give them the time of day in college. I told Jay that she will have a lot of competition for the same man. I am not going to tell you the justifications or reasons Jay gave for such high requirements, because they are not logical. Like many Western women, my friend Jay put many nice guys in her friend zone who did not meet her high requirements. Thank you for watching. Please click the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and share this video. For all my foreign viewers, most translation software is not 100% accurate. So, sorry about any mistakes. For a free copy of my music, go to my website. Remember, my music is only background music. Right now, my music is free, but if I have to start paying for extra services, then I might have to set a price for a download. If you want to know how to create your own music, then go to my other YouTube channel and look for the word Garageband. Creating your own music is easy. I did it and I cannot play a musical instrument. If you want to know how to translate a video into other languages, then go to my other YouTube channel and look for the word translate. The links are in the description below.